Even though Souls games are incredibly iconic and popular, I've never been able to bring myself to play them. I've been reluctant to play a Souls game for the simple fact that they always seem to be difficult just for the sake of difficulty. But after the Elden Ring DLC came out and people were gushing about how great it is, I wanted to see for myself if this game was as good as people say. So I grabbed my controller, I made the strongest looking character I could, and made my way into the lands between with naive optimism. That optimism quickly turned into fear. A fear that my ideas about these games were correct as I died over and over and over again. This game beat me into the ground. I started questioning everything. Is this even worth attempting? Would I be good enough to beat this game? Would my wife ever love me again? But then, something strange started to happen. I started understanding enemy moves better. Dodging started to become easier. Bosses even started dying. And also, I farmed this giant bird for a while to make myself pretty strong, and then I started to see what this game had to offer. For starters, I didn't know the game was gonna look so good. There's tons of dungeons and different environments to explore, each with their own aesthetic and unique atmosphere that makes exploration never really get stale. Everywhere you go, the game just looks incredible. I mean, look at this, and this. Isn't that cool? Speaking of cool, there are tons of armor sets in this game that gave me the ability to mix and match to make my character look however I want. I mean, look how perfect my little guy is. To go along with the armor, there are hundreds of weapons in this game to choose from, allowing for a variety of different playstyles. So whether I wanted to get up close and personal, or destroy enemies with magic, I got to choose from weapons like the Dark Moon Greatsword, or the Beast Claw Great Hammer, or the whip made of hair, or the prosthetic leg, or the finger. Who came up with these? While the game is incredibly beautiful and the variety of equipment allows everyone to find something they like, for me, the most iconic part of Elden Ring is its diverse cast of grueling boss fights. For my first playthrough, I decided I wanted to try it the hardcore way, so I didn't use any summons against bosses, and let me tell you, it was pain. The boss fights in Elden Ring are absolutely brutal. Sometimes the bosses could be incredibly aggressive, throwing out a barrage of attacks that felt impossible to dodge, or sometimes they would just disappear and then surprise attack you like a coward. Where'd he go? I found him. Fighting bosses often felt like running into a brick wall, but the brick wall is made of metal, and it's covered in spikes. Oh, and also, those spikes are wielding swords, and the swords can also shoot fire. And that fire takes your mom out on a nice date, but doesn't call her back the next day. All this to say, there are times when boss fights can feel unfair and insurmountable, and yet this is the part of Elden Ring that kept bringing me back. There's no greater feeling in this game than the catharsis felt after I finally beat a boss that had been beating the brakes off of me for hours. Yeah! Yes! Please? Yes! Let's go! Get fingered, idiot! Playing through Elden Ring made me realize I've got the wrong idea about Souls games. Was it difficult? Sure, but it was the type of difficult that had just enough give to make me think that with enough time, it was doable. Rather than staying away from these games, I'm excited to play them and watch them fall like dominoes. Do I think it was worth finally playing a Souls game in 2024? Yes. Do I think Elden Ring is overrated? No, absolutely not. In fact, I'd say it's probably one of my favorite games I've ever played. If you're one of the players that's struggling with Elden Ring, you don't know what to do, you think the game is stupid hard for no reason, and you don't understand how people enjoy it, let me leave you with this. Get good. I beat the final boss with a finger.